Is this finally the day where we're forced to pay up for both of our starting pitchers? You have 5 games, a lot of high implied totals, and we just may not be left with any other choice. Hey, you're watching The Perfect Lineup, where Josh Engleman and myself, Dave Loughran, look to build the most beautiful lineup known to man and hopefully take down a tournament on tonight's 5-game slate. As always, leave a comment down below with who you think will be the highest scoring stack of the night. And if you're right, well, there's a damn good chance you're getting a free week of the MLB Sims package. Of course, if you just want to bypass that yourself, you've seen too many Stokastic avatars at the top of the leaderboards to be sit back on the sidelines waiting anymore. Use that promo code PERFECT and your first week of Stokastic Sims is 50% off. Of course, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It is free to do. Let's get it started. Our first pitcher of the day. You know, I wonder to myself on a 5-gamer, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Here's what I mean. This is what I'm asking myself about Spencer Strider following his last start. Is he back? Like, is he back? Or do the Rockies just kind of temporarily return him to form before we throw him back into the grinder today against the Mets? Here's what we do know, though. Strider had a 59% K rate last time out. And the craziest thing is this guy induced swinging strikes at 26% clip. His fastball velocity was sitting north of 96 miles per hour for the first time this season. And it gets even wilder because he had elite swing and miss stuff on his slider, which is what he absolutely needs. 17 whiffs, on the slider, and almost 75% whiffs per swing on that pitch. I mean, if he can get anywhere in the neighborhood of that today, we're going to be really happy we played him. Now, again, we only have a handful of games. And Strider just simply looks better in our tools right now than Yamamoto does, who is the only other pitcher in this elite price range. So I think the part that's most telling here, though, is if you look at the K props, Strider, while he doesn't have as good a matchup and the Mets have a higher implied total, Strider's K prop is sitting at 7.5 to Yamamoto's 5.5. It just seems right.
6 different people joined me on Ray's Island and got it right. And now we need to find out who is picking up their free week. So we're spinning the wheel and we're figuring it out right now. So if you guessed the Rays, you're on this wheel. And if it just so happens that you are DFS and props, congratulations, you just won a free week of the MLB Sims. Support at stokastic.com. Send the email, let them know what you did.
Well, as far as SP2 goes, I mentioned to you guys yesterday that if Taj Bradley is going to do us dirty, at least put us out of our misery early. Give us a soft death, one that we didn't even know happened. And fortunately, I guess you could say, depending on if you're a glass half full or glass half empty type of person, he put us out of our misery quick. 8 runs in 1 1/3 innings, just brutal stuff there. So I want to try something a little different today. Not because our SP2 is bad yesterday. Our SP2s have been great since we started this video for the most part. It's the SP1s that have burned us at times. But given this slate and given how bad some of these other options are, I want to try paying up for both pitchers today. Now, if you're looking for a cheaper SP2, it's still a viable path. It's a risky one, no doubt, but baseball is in general. You'd be looking to a Charlie Morton against Tampa, a Drew Rasmussen against Baltimore on the other side, Edward Cabrera in Miami against Philly, or even Jacob Lopez. Bad park, bad matchup, but he's looked pretty good recently. 2 of his last 5 starts, 2 of his 2 starts over the last month have actually looked fantastic. So maybe there's something there. 6,300 may actually be worth some flyers and some large field stuff. But if we're sticking to some smaller field single entry contests like we do on this video, I think Christopher Sanchez finds himself in a pretty good spot against the Marlins tonight, honestly. They have a 3.8 total. It's the lowest on the slate. And Sanchez's biggest strength ultimately is being able to eat up innings, right? He can pitch deep into games. He's efficient. He's gone 6+ innings in 6 of his last 8 starts. And he's been more than impressive against right-handed bats, which he's going to absolutely need to keep up tonight against, in all likelihood, 9 righties for the Marlins. But look, 26% K rate on the season, minus 148 money line favorite on the road in a pretty neutral park for right-handed bats. It makes sense to me, and we're going to try it. We'll see what Josh can come up with the stack. But with my cursory look early on, there are actually a lot of cheap stacks, or at least underpriced stacks in favorable spots with high totals that I think we can target today and get the Strider-Sanchez pairing working for us.
I gotta be honest, my back is starting to hurt from carrying this video. Top stack 2 days ago, top stack yesterday. Can we make it 3 in a row? It feels like we can at this point, and we're gonna do that by going to the A's, taking on the lefty Colton Gordon, who is just not an arm that we need to worry about at all. Cup of coffee so far in the majors. His struggles against righties, those seem pretty real. 190 x ISO allowed. He's thrown about 400 plus pitches to righties so far. Otherwise, he's just a total guy at best. And he's had some power struggles in the minors. Now, the A's offense is fine. Overall, they're average WRC plus against lefties. They're average in ISO against lefties. Looks a little bit better when you carve it out for home games. They're top 10 offense at home, top 10 ISO at home. This park clearly plays up power. And for the A's, given the fact that Laffy's spending up at SP1 and SP2, I wanted to find a little bit of value. But even in the value we're getting, the top stack odds here are still great. They are third in our top stack tool. They are second in top value. Those two things combined give them the second highest stack score, only behind the Houston Astros. We'll talk about those guys later. Spoiler alert. But as I see it, we've got a couple easy righty options to get to, whether that's Rooker, Urias, Muncy. That's all fine. You can go to Wilson at short, not a guy that's going to have a ton of pop, but you are filling a more difficult position. You can go to Lawrence Butler, go lefty, bring the ownership down a little bit. He's not going to be looked at the same in this game, and you're still getting a leadoff hitter. Or maybe you want to go extra special, off the beaten path, grab the catcher, McIver. He's had some pop in the minors. He has not played much so far in the majors. He's completely not a guy, but if you're filling out your stack, if your fifth guy in is the catcher for your team, I'm rarely upset about that. That's the way that I want to do it. Maybe he catches a homer. Maybe he's just on base for other guys. You don't need as much there, but I see the path to a clean A stack. Now, the only thing we have left to do is build that lineup in the Stokastic single lineup simulator, the greatest tool that we have at stokastic.com. That's why you should sign up with Perfect. That's why you want to win the free week. This tool right here, because I've loaded in Strider, I've loaded in Sanchez, and I have my 5-man A stack. McIver, Urias, Muncy, Rooker, and I am going to go lefty for Lawrence Butler. The only thing we have left to do at that point is allow the single lineup simulator to fill out the rest of the lineup. I click complete this lineup, and we end up game stacking for tonight. We get Christian Walker in at first, we get Jeremy Pena in at short, and we get Cam Smith in the outfield spot. Last time I had Cam Smith, he hit 2 home runs, but that's a full 5-3 game stack along with 2 pay-up pitchers. Now, when I click run lineup simulation, we're about to find out that we've got the goods, or at least some of the goods. This one might need a couple tweaks, but I want to show you guys what it looks like when it's not just a runaway lineup. Slightly positive ROI at 1.8%, 32% cash rate, a 1.2% chance of being in the top 10% of lineups. So maybe you don't want to go 5-3. Maybe you want to find a slightly different angle, or maybe you want to find a slightly different team to stack. The single lineup tool makes it simple. Just X out the players that you don't want, add them back in automatically, add them in manually, and then recomplete the lineup. You can go either direction, but this tool makes it simple. And this tool has also shown you the top stack for the past 2 days. Today, we make it 3.